The End of America, a 3-act play, by P.S. Proctor. Opening scene of the 3rd act of the play. Just beyond the oblivion of obscurity, out there among the anonymity of vast the Pacific Ocean, advancing in subtle commotion, onward toward San Francisco. There, turning to stone, one Lieutenant John F. Kennedy and his 12 loyal, sacrificial jack-o'-lanterns, as completely unknown as phantoms, to whom, now materializing, with unclenched fists, and masculine in their tradition, with their unlimp writs, out of the purple mist, they had to enlist, whist immune to any sad tune, or any clenched fist, or any fascistic corporate blacklist. There they glow, with nowhere to go, in the open boat, with their sacrificial king, approaching another nightmare on Elm Street. He, at the helm, caught in the eternal realm, off on the shore. Boy, sitting on the edge of that great sea, like the forlorn Buddha, or an American Indian, or as if he were some reborn child, on his or her first day of kindergarten, sitting on the colossal red shag carpet, all alone, and into the terror of the child's herd. In his mind, he is singing a song from another era. But I'm near the end, and I just ain't got the time, and I'm wasted, and I can't find my way home. A smallish feminine figurine, in white flowing frock, appearing as if she were in a Hammer film circa 1961. Widescreen, black and white, full of melodrama and horror and warm bliss. She aloof and afoot, slowly pacing in the direction of boy. She is symbolic of all that boy does miss. Her gown flowing in the silent wind, her hair all of curls, golden locks, and she all a-glowing, as her mane flows well past her slim well-formed hips. Her legs, long and moving methodically, obviously and naturally under her pale angelic face. Her red lips, full, her eyes aglow, like 2 hot coals, as she leaves a residual trace in her amazing wake. She appears deeper than a layer cake, as she materializes just before boy. Her undergarment all white and lace, as she has won the entire race, and she measures all that she sees with grace. Boy, sitting like a statue, still gazing out toward the great ocean, toward the small band of sacrificial lambs, now almost appearing through some portal, and out of the supernatural purple fog. If only we all knew what was written in the totally redacted lieutenant's log. Boy turns his head quickly, like an owl, toward the approaching phantom goddess, who moves over the sand, barefooted and in ghost-like attire, as she appears to be sliding, never hiding, and gliding. Boy does not recognize Honey in her glorified body. Boy looks at her and her golden halo, and radiant woman's aura, that shimmered, sparkled, and glistened. And her voice struck Boy as odd, but oh, how he deeply listened, as it softly glittered, gleamed, and shimmered. Honey took center stage, the spotlight, and the night flight, as she utterly declared. Spun the wheel, cut the wick, didn't measure, lost decades rehearsing dissociation, detachment, alienation, and no redemption, yet longing for treasure, while seeking only pleasure. Spun the wheel, cut the wick, didn't measure, lost decades rehearsing dissociation, detachment, alienation, and no redemption, yet longing for treasure, while seeking only pleasure. Spun the wheel, cut the wick, didn't measure, conditioned in cowardness, drowned in leisure, echo, repeat, and repetition, rerun pleasure, and neo-segregation. Stuck in the terminal of the bus station, I'm ruminating over the aching trauma, sustained as a child, before I was totally thrown out into the systemic wild, whilst speaking of free will, against their bottled thrill kill, and canned mind manipulation, battling the imps and the drones, and their closeted bones, and their next toxic, neoteric generalization. Boy, what I thought was love is actually a disease. It came on too fast and moved in with ease. It always turned out to be another, recklessly abandoned, if you please, or some long abandoned rock and roll radio station. Now it just burns and stings. And whilst Tom Petty, he croons and sings until dogs have wings. Yet only in my rash self did trust, as I tried to hold on to all of my things. But now all my diamonds are failing into rust, and everything, it just split at the seams. Boy, I should have listened to you long ago, when you told me I shouldn't go. It's all a systemic colossal must. What they declare is fading. It really glows, because it is really true love. Or bust. It never just picks up and goes. True love doesn't wear a disguise. Never mascara over eyes, or vinyl blue glove over hand. Those all are only dirty lies. That does not stand. And that is what it is that really dies. It snaps like a brittle rubber band, and nestled in warmth, like a nesting dove. Lies are a severed hand, and love is not quicksand. Love is never a ploy. I missed you, boy. Yet still, over there she blows. And look, oh see, I got to have me one of those. And still, over here, I do hurt. You, boy, sitting here, all alone, fulfilling your destiny, with unfulfilled lust, and pockets full of rust. Rockets bull on must, and Malcolm next sent you another counter-revolutionary text, and the next hex got caught up and was annexed, and the piper was calling, and looking for sex, and said you were lucky, and going to be the pretext, an artful or simulated semblance of bawling. Nothing in life is ever free. When you were conscripted into the furnace, my own true love, my life, my dream, you pay for your freedom, unless you're the queen bee. It's only Jameson, Bacardi, or kerosene. To fly, to light a fire, to look, to see. And one, Lieutenant John F. Kennedy, is still lost at sea. My brand new stupid smartphone, slapped together with slave child labor by the giant tech soothsayer, even after they made me flirt with the soothsayer clown, who was really a deceased slayer. But I couldn't get him to say. I couldn't learn how to be a player and say, "Doctor, doctor, please." He brought me to my knees. The doctor said, "Yours is an exotic case. Our pharmakia spell will never cure." With the repetition of spells, divinations, and the speaking to spirits, he handed me a funeral vase, full of only dead flowers and dried up mud, and behold, no living water. After writing me the whole sordid prescription in fetus blood, he sent me off to my next living hell, after he vanished without a trace, to the land of plausible deniability, after saying, "Please cover up the sacred image of your face. I am the science that blinds you. You're a useless appliance. Now, I will bind you to an eternal 6 feet apart from your broken heart." We labeled it love. We slaughtered the dove. We cast our eyes down, and we never look up above. As we say, as above, so below. After we got into your head, where we labeled Eros, agape, and we labeled freedom, democracy, made a living wage, department peonage slavery, and obliterated charity. As he locked me into their chasm, he shouted, we relabeled love, the new orgasm, under cover of the night, waving the inverted rainbow banner, and the omnipresent electronic surveillance scanner. We locked you down, one mind at a time, on your watch, on your pension, On your last dime. Slowly and methodically. We exacerbate. And then finally. Annihilate. The whole of humankind. As you all silently. Unconsciously. Robotically. Stand in line. Boy rises directly to his feet. He looks straight away. Longing again to win her. And into Honey's godly soul. Boy sings his song. Though he, a lost suffering sinner. Beautifully deep. And in skillfully dark tenor. I could hold my breath. But I'm already blue. I'd hold the whole world. On my shoulders. To get back to you. If I were a troubadour. And the moon wasn't gone. And I could go back to before. Before I got it all wrong. And sing you your love song. If I were a troubadour. I tried to hate you, darling. But I just couldn't. I still love you so. And they say I shouldn't. I don't know what's in store. Or what's waiting on that shore. If I were a troubadour. I've been crawling through hell. Looking for the pearly gates. With frail faith and hope above. And true love waits. Please listen, I do implore. Don't try and even up the score. If I were a troubadour. If we could be one flesh again. And not east of the garden. If we could reconcile. And you didn't close the door. If we could walk another mile. And not fake another smile. If I were a troubadour. And if I weren't alone tonight. Walking the killing floor. And we had enough light. We need just a little more. If I could sing it all right. And the moon was hanging bright. If I were a troubadour. Boy, now. On his feet, but on the dark end of the street. And no more psyops. To shape reality throughout the year. No more westward cops. In the back of your mind to reappear. Or shadowy truck stops. For the scene of the crime to come clear. Not even another blue buccaneer. To pull another lonely Tootsie Pop psyops. No more wandering over yonder. No new radio wave frontier. No more real estate to ponder. Not another silver lining to disappear. No more districts to plunder. Not anything at all, my dear. With the final road concluded. Dead on another bolted brittle page. Nothing here but what you instituted, boys. World War, central planning. Is par for the course, of course. Steadily rolling out the third act. And the broken fact. The entire social contract, dissolved. And it's not ever coming back. National sovereignty has been erased. Human compassion has been replaced. With AI magic, and everyone is traced. Besides, these eyes that applies. These eyes that are skies. That resides on all sides. These eyes that are blue. Are in love with you, and it is all true. What my heart does say to you. Besides, these eyes that applies. These eyes that are skies. That resides on all sides. For the ends, my sweet, sweet friend. It might not seem that I have the means. When I first set eyes on you, I came up so fast, doll, I got the bends. Now, you do drive around town. In your aged Mercedes-Benz. World War central planning. Is rolling out the third act. The social contract. Has been dissolved. And it's not coming back. The national sovereignty. Has been erased. Human compassion. Has been replaced. With AI magic. And everyone is traced. Floating in a bottle. The message is caged. In Plato's cave. Counting abortions. Or burgers. With misplaced hubris. And misdirected rage. Nay. I receive through my antenna. Forlorn, rusty, a bit too posterior. To boast, boys. The electrifying assurance. Of the Holy Ghost. Is moving upon the waters. October, October, October. And out of rent. All my tidings and hope spent. Boys. All I do know. Is the Most High. Is the Most. He who wiped the mud out of my mind. He already took away your whipping post, boys. And all that I can remember is that the Most High is the most, boys. He who has given me to fly. Though I just gaze here, where I want to die. And he will usher in that, arrived in kind. He will stir the empty. He will restore the blind. He will blockade your curse, boys. With all the heavens combined. He will usher in Jerusalem. Before all the light is absorbed. Into the denseness of your rind, boys. So, let's have an additional toast, honey. See how it will unwind. At the end of the wasteland. You are always lurking, in plastic toys. Smoldering in custard's last stand. In 1,000 points of light. You previously threw it all down, boys. When you said, you're too tired to fight, boy. And, honey, I did not recognize you at first. For my unyielding thirst has beat back all that I can bear. I see now a vision of heaven. No more sixes. Only 7. I have not arrived yet. Through heaven's grand gate. But I know now that I can wait. For I have been up all night. Writing like Kerouac. About the 370 million. A heart attack. I had to put down the whole rucksack. Honey, I wish I could take it all back. It's not what I had. It was what I used to lack. For heaven must be a place where it escapes me that I will never be yours, and you will never be mine. Perhaps somewhere in the continuum of time, tethered to the divine, our consciousness will intersect. Out there where we learn to love truth more and leave want behind, and where we find the cosmic balance between reason and rhyme. Love must be a place where it shapes me to know that out there is already in my heart. Seems that it forsakes me to cling to this flesh, to cry out for satisfaction to the scene of a crime. Faith must be a place where it awakes me amongst a peaceful understanding of the whispering wind's chime. Heaven is a place where it makes me that I will never be yours, and you will never be mine. The end of part 1 of the third act of the play.